In April this year, the Solomon Islands were hit by a severe flash flood. In the capital Honiara, more than 20 people lost their lives and 10,000, most of them illegal settlers, their homes. It was a disaster of a scale this small South Pacific island state had never faced before, and the government struggled to deal with all the flood victims. I was there, I did a documentary, and now I need the help of you guys out there to finish my production. Let me tell you why. My name is Elio Stamm. I'm a Swiss freelance journalist who just moved to Ghana after having lived for 1 year in the Solomon Islands. I mainly do print, but when I saw the footage of a man fighting for his life in the floods and other shots of traumatized children in the evacuation centers, when I realized that the disaster will keep the people in the Solomon Islands busy for months, while the international media will move on to the next bigger story within days, I decided that this struggle needs to be preserved in a documentary film. So with the help of some local and expat friends with more experience in filmmaking, I started to shoot, collect footage, write a script and edit. The topic proved to have a lot of conflict potential.
People are really struggling here with sanitation issues. It's a real concern for us because they're facing issues of heavy mud and silt that have washed through their communities. Their wells have been broken and contaminated.
These people cannot stay or same for how many months? Yeah? Too much.
We want the government to allocate land so that move these people out from these disaster risk areas. The government could easily replace a fixed-term estate holder with another plot of land somewhere. But the government would be thinking twice about relocating whoever it is, because at the end of the day that may be seen as legalizing squatting.
And at some point the situation turned into riots.
The people who were involved in the riot or looting that night were around like 200-300 young men. Police were outnumbered that night. So that evening was really tense. It's during the night and it's very dangerous.
I spent a few months working on this documentary, and by September I could say that my film After the Flood, 28 minutes long in the end, was finally ready to be presented to broadcasters. So the film was in a rough cut state. But times are busy. Ebola, Islamic State, Ukraine. Although I received lots of compliments, including from big shots like Al Jazeera, there was no space for me in any of the current or foreign affairs shows. I'm not willing to give up. I want to finish this project so that my film is accessible for people in the Solomon Islands and for people who want to know more about the Solomon Islands. My plan is to self-publish the film on the internet, in English and maybe in a German version too, for free, for you, for everybody. In the Solomon Islands, where the internet is slow, I will try to organize screenings. For that I need some money to pay license fees for archival footage and to keep me going for another 1 or 2 months of post-production and distribution. My goal is to raise $2,000. Your support will help people learn more about the Solomon Islands, one of the most underreported regions in the world. Thank you, danke, grazie mille e thank you Tomas, as people say in local Solomon Islands Pidgin.